At first glance, Amanda Taylor lived the dream. A stunning townhouse in Seattle's Capitol Hill, a prestigious marketing job, a husband, Evan, who adored her, and a picture-perfect daughter named Sophie. Her social media was filled with brunches, birthdays, and vacations, sun-kissed smiles, filtered sunsets, and motivational captions about how gratitude fuels success. But behind those well-lit snapshots lived a woman barely holding herself together. Amanda had grown up in chaos. Her childhood was laced with neglect, alcoholism, and poverty. Her father disappeared when she was 6. Her mother worked 2 jobs, rarely sober when she got home. Amanda learned young how to survive, not thrive. So when she met Evan at university, tall, calm, wealthy, he became her escape. He represented everything she never had: stability, kindness, and safety. Within 2 years, they were married. Within 3, she was pregnant. Her friends told her she had made it. But Amanda's wounds didn't vanish. They hid. At work, she pushed harder than anyone. She was terrified of losing her job, of not being good enough. At home, she obsessed over cleanliness, schedules, perfection. Any hint of chaos reminded her of the home she'd escaped. Evan noticed her spiraling. "You need to relax," he said gently, many times. "You're not alone anymore." But Amanda couldn't hear it. Her brain still lived in survival mode. And then, it happened. One chilly November morning, Amanda woke up to silence. No daughter's laughter, no husband's voice, just an eerie stillness. She stumbled out of bed and called for Sophie. No answer. The house was empty. Panic set in. She called Evan. His phone was off. The next thing she saw shattered her completely. A note on the kitchen table in Evan's handwriting. "I'm sorry, Amanda. I had no choice. I've taken Sophie. You need help. This is the only way to protect her." Amanda dropped to her knees, gasping for breath. It felt like her lungs had collapsed. Her mind couldn't process what she'd read. She grabbed her phone and called the police. "What do you mean your daughter's missing?" the operator asked. "My husband took her. He left a note. He thinks I'm unstable. But I'm not. I'm just stressed. Please help me." The authorities arrived. They were calm, polite. They took the note and filed a report. But they didn't act like it was an abduction. They treated it like a custody dispute. By afternoon, Amanda had a restraining order filed against her. Evan had gone to court weeks before, documenting her mental health decline. Late-night outbursts, sleeplessness, emotional instability. He had video evidence, texts, witnesses. He had prepared for this. Amanda had no idea. For days, she couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Her life had been torn away in hours. She tried calling Evan, messaging mutual friends, nothing. They all had the same message. "Evan's doing what's best for Sophie. Give it time." Time? Time felt like a weapon. Then came the job termination. Her employer had seen the news. Unstable behavior, they said. Not a good look for the brand. Amanda was now alone, unemployed, childless, divorced without a hearing. She sat in her empty home, staring at the walls, watching her life disintegrate. Weeks passed. The silence grew louder. She tried therapy, medications, journaling, but nothing dulled the pain. She couldn't understand how this happened so quickly. And then came the message. A friend forwarded her a private blog. Evan had started documenting their story online. Only it wasn't their story. It was his version. The blog painted Amanda as dangerous, emotionally erratic, abusive. It had screenshots, some real, some edited. Descriptions of panic attacks exaggerated beyond truth. Evan had created a narrative, and the internet believed it. Amanda became a ghost. She couldn't walk into a grocery store without people whispering. Parents in her old neighborhood avoided eye contact. She had become the villain in a story she didn't write. She tried to fight back legally, but Evan had custody. The courts had ruled in his favor based on months of documentation. Her appeals were denied. She started drinking again, something she hadn't done in 10 years. She slept on a couch in a small studio apartment downtown, her belongings stuffed in 3 boxes. Her once beautiful life reduced to fragments. One night, she stood at the edge of the Aurora Bridge. She looked down. The cold wind kissed her face. Her mind whispered, this is the only escape. But something inside her, something fierce, screamed louder. No. She stepped back. And that's when the rebuilding began. Amanda vanished from public life, deleted her old accounts, disappeared from the city. For 2 years, no one knew where she went. Then, one day, a blog emerged, a new one, written by a woman who survived. It didn't mention names, no slander, no revenge, just quiet, raw reflections on grief, trauma, and identity. It went viral. People resonated with her words. The blog grew. Publishers reached out. Podcast interviews followed. Her story became a quiet rebellion against injustice. But here's the part that no one knew, not even her readers. Amanda still writes those blog posts from a one-room cabin in the woods. She still doesn't have custody of Sophie. She hasn't seen her daughter in over 3 years. And yet, every night she lights a candle, writes a letter to Sophie, and whispers, one day, when you're old enough to understand, you'll know I never stopped loving you.